Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 6. My heart is breaking upon hearing the news of my dear friend Lynne Stewart's passing, wrote actress Cassandra Peterson. One of the kindest, sweetest, funniest women who ever lived. Lynne Marie Stewart, best known as Miss Yvonne from Pee-wee's Playhouse and Bonnie Kelly on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, has passed away at the age of 78. Her warmth, humor, and talent made her a beloved figure in television and film, touching the hearts of generations. Born in Los Angeles, Lynne Marie Stewart's career spanned more than 5 decades. She got her start in comedy as a member of the Groundlings, where she met lifelong collaborators, including Paul Reubens and Phil Hartman. Her work with Reubens led to her most famous role, Miss Yvonne, the most beautiful woman in Puppetland. From the Pee Wee Herman Show stage production to the beloved television series, she lit up the screen with her charm and comedic brilliance. Beyond Pee-wee's Playhouse, Stewart's versatility shined in roles on Laverne and Shirley, Night Court, and The Golden Girls. In film, she had a small but memorable part in American Graffiti and worked on numerous projects that showcased her wide-ranging talent. In later years, a new generation of fans embraced her as Charlie Kelly's endearing mother, Bonney, on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Her ability to bring depth and humor to every role made her a standout presence, no matter the screen time. Friends and colleagues remember her not only for her performances but for her kindness and generosity. She lifted spirits both on and off camera, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and love. Lynne Marie Stewart passed away peacefully, though details of her passing remain private. Her memory will live on in the characters she brought to life and the joy she shared with the world. Tributes to Lynne Marie Stewart. Number 5. With unforgettable works like Grosse, Pointe Blank, and Miami Blues, George Armitage made an indelible mark on cinema. His ability to blend crime, action, and humor set him apart, crafting films that retained their sharp edge while delivering wit and heart. Armitage passed away on February 15, 2025, at the age of 83. His journey in Hollywood began humbly, working in the mailroom at 20th Century Fox. But that determination led him to work on Peyton Place, and later, to collaborations with legendary producer Roger Corman. His directorial debut, Gas or It Became Necessary to Destroy the World in Order to Save It, set the tone for his unconventional style. Over time, he delivered standout projects like Hitman and Private Duty Nurses, but it was Miami Blues that cemented his reputation as a filmmaker with a razor-sharp eye for character and storytelling. Then came Grosse, Pointe Blank, his most widely celebrated work. Starring John Cusack and Minnie Driver, the film balanced dark humor, high-energy action, and emotional depth, a rare blend that captivated audiences and secured its place as a cult classic. Beyond his films, Armitage was known for his warmth, wit, and dedication to his craft. George Armitage was a true original, bringing a unique blend of humor and style to every film he touched, shared the film community in tribute. His legacy will continue to inspire generations of filmmakers. Survived by his wife of 62 years, Sharon, along with their children and grandchildren, Armitage leaves behind a lasting legacy. His work lives on, continuing to inspire filmmakers and entertain audiences worldwide. Tribute to George Armitage. Number 4. In 1965, Eddie Fisher achieved one of the greatest honors in baseball, an All-Star selection. That year he dominated the mound, setting an American League record with 82 appearances and finishing fourth in MVP voting. His skill as a pitcher, particularly his mastery of the knuckleball, made him one of the most reliable relievers of his time. Eddie Gene Fisher, a name synonymous with dedication and excellence in baseball, passed away at the age of 88. His career spanned 15 years in Major League Baseball, leaving a lasting legacy with teams like the Chicago White Sox, Baltimore Orioles, San Francisco Giants, and more. Fisher's ability to control games from the bullpen made him an invaluable asset. His most memorable moment came during the 1965 All-Star Game, where he pitched 2 scoreless innings, shutting down legendary hitters like Hank Aaron and Roberto Clemente. That season, he led the league in WHIP and games pitched, proving his dominance on the field. In 1966, Fisher was traded to the Baltimore Orioles, where he played a crucial role in their bullpen. Though he didn't take the mound during the World Series, his contributions helped secure the Orioles' championship that year. His impact extended beyond statistics. His work ethic and dedication earned him the respect of teammates and fans alike. Fisher's mastery of the knuckleball made him a standout reliever. His precision and ability to control the game in high-pressure moments set him apart, earning him the Sporting News Reliever of the Year award in 1965. Following news of his passing, tributes poured in from across the baseball community. Players and fans alike remember him as a skilled pitcher and a kind-hearted teammate who gave his all to the game. He will be deeply missed, but his contributions to baseball will never be forgotten. Tribute to Eddie Fisher. Number 3. Rockin Chair wasn't just a song. It was a moment that defined Gwen McCrae's career and cemented her place in R&B history. Her voice carried a raw, soulful power that resonated beyond the charts, touching the hearts of listeners across generations. Gwen McCrae passed away at 81, leaving behind a legacy of timeless music and unforgettable performances. Born in Pensacola, Florida, she first honed her talent in church choirs before stepping into the world of professional music. Early influences like Sam Cooke and Aretha Franklin shaped her signature style, an effortless blend of passion and power. Her journey to stardom began in the 60s when she performed with groups like the Lafayettes and the Independents. Marrying fellow singer George McCrae in 1963, the duo recorded together before Gwen found her own voice as a solo artist. In 1975, Rockin Chair propelled her into the spotlight, topping the R&B charts and cracking the Billboard Top 10. It remains a defining anthem of her career. Success followed with hits like Love Insurance and Funky Sensation, solidifying her status as a leading voice in soul and disco. Even after parting ways with George McCrae in 1976, Gwen's career flourished. She signed with Atlantic Records, gained popularity in the northern soul scene, and continued captivating audiences in the U.S. and abroad. Her later years saw a return to her gospel roots, showcasing her lifelong love for music in all its forms. Through every phase of her career, Gwen remained a powerhouse, inspiring fans and fellow artists alike. She gave her all, every time she sang. A fan once remarked, summing up the passion Gwen poured into every performance. The music world mourns the loss of a true legend. Fans and friends have taken to social media to share their grief, with tributes pouring in from around the world. Though her voice has fallen silent, her songs will continue to move and inspire. Gwen McCrae's legacy is one of soul, strength, and an unshakable love for music. The world has lost a legend, but her voice will forever echo through the songs that made her unforgettable. Tributes to Gwen McCrae. Number 2, her voice carried the rhythm of an era, a sound that defined moments both on and off the stage. Bonney, known professionally as Judy Johnson, sang with a warmth that resonated long after the final note. She passed away at the age of 100, leaving behind a legacy of music that still echoes today. Born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, her journey into the world of entertainment began early. By just 11 years old, she was singing on the radio and performing with a band. At 14, she joined a traveling tent show, sharing her talent with audiences across the country. But it was in the 1940s that she found her true stride, becoming the voice behind some of the era's most cherished songs. Her performance of Joltin' Joe DiMaggio with the Les Brown Orchestra in 1941 became a signature hit, capturing the excitement of a baseball legend's record-breaking streak. She later performed with renowned orchestras, including those led by Frankie Carley and Jan Savitt. One of her most beloved recordings, How Little We Know, featured lyrics from Johnny Mercer and music by Hoagy Carmichael, solidifying her as a defining artist of her time. Beyond the radio waves and concert halls, she made her mark on early television. She appeared regularly on Your Show of Shows, where her voice became a familiar presence in American living rooms. Audiences also saw her on programs like Hidden Treasure, Judge for Yourself, and The Arthur Murray Party, bringing her charm and talent into homes across the country. In 1954, she married composer and conductor Mort Lindsay, a musician respected for his collaborations with icons like Judy Garland and Barbra Streisand. Together, they shared not only a love for music, but a lifetime of harmony. Colleagues and fans alike have shared their sadness at her passing, remembering her as both a brilliant performer and a kind, generous soul. She had a way of making every song feel like it was just for you, a rare gift that made her unforgettable. Her family, friends, and admirers will continue to celebrate her life through the music she gave the world. Bonney's voice may have fallen silent, but her melodies will never fade. Tributes to Bonney. What's trending on the internet? News 1. At least 3 people have lost their lives, and 79 others were injured after the roof of a shopping mall's food court collapsed in Trujillo, Peru, according to local reports. The incident occurred at the Real Plaza shopping mall around 8:45 p.m. on Friday, February 21st, as families gathered for dinner. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, working to rescue those trapped under the rubble. Officials confirmed that the victims included 2 men and a woman, while several others remain in critical condition. Among the injured were 9 children between the ages of 10 and 12, authorities said. Interior Minister Juan José Santibáñez reported that the collapse affected an area of approximately 800 square meters, requiring heavy machinery for ongoing rescue efforts. Our priority is to save lives, he said. Witnesses described hearing a loud noise before seeing a cloud of dust fill the food court. Real Plaza issued a statement expressing deep regret over the tragedy and offering condolences to the families affected. We are fully committed to providing support to those impacted and assisting authorities in their investigation, the company said. In response to the incident, officials ordered the temporary closure of shopping malls nationwide as investigators work to determine the cause. Rescue operations continue as authorities focus on ensuring the safety of all those involved. News 2. A Delta Airlines passenger who survived the recent crash landing in Toronto has filed a lawsuit against the airline, claiming he suffered physical and emotional distress during the incident. Marthinus Lawrence, a Texas resident, was aboard Delta Flight 4819 when it skidded on an icy runway at Toronto Pearson International Airport on February 17th, flipping upside down before coming to a stop. Despite the terrifying crash, all 80 people on board survived, though at least 18 sustained injuries. In the lawsuit filed on February 20th in Georgia, Lawrence alleged that he was drenched with jet fuel while trapped upside down in his seat. According to the complaint, he He suffered injuries to his head, back, knees, and face, as well as severe emotional distress from being inside the overturned, fuel-soaked aircraft. The lawsuit names both Delta Airlines and its regional subsidiary, Endeavor Air, accusing them of failing to operate and maintain the aircraft properly. Lawrence is seeking over $200,000 in damages, citing medical expenses and loss of enjoyment of life. Meanwhile, Delta announced it will compensate each passenger with $30,000, stating the payment has no strings attached and does not affect legal rights. The airline is also working with investigators from the US and Canada to determine the cause of the crash. Authorities continue to assess the circumstances surrounding the accident as passengers recover from the ordeal. News 3. The family of Alabama father John DeJong is still holding out hope for closure nearly a week after he went missing following a boating accident. DeJong, 40, was on a boat with a friend and his friend's 2-year-old son on the evening of February 15th when the vessel capsized in the Blakely River. While the other adult and child managed to reach shore safely, DeJong has not been found. We are well aware that he is probably no longer with us, his sister-in-law Alicia DeJong told People. But we would like to recover his body to be able to give him a proper service. Before leaving for the outing, DeJong had been at home with his brother Paul and Alicia. 2 hours later, the family received a call that there had been an accident. According to Alicia, the group had gone out for a test run when the boat's motor began failing. As they tried to return to shore, the boat started taking on water. A wave then struck, overturning the vessel. The child, who was wearing a life jacket, was rescued but treated for hypothermia. DeJong's family has been involved in the search effort and has launched a GoFundMe to assist with funeral costs and support his 2 young children. He was a wonderful guy who would help anyone, Alicia said. Always wear your life jacket. That's the biggest lesson from all of this. News 4. A Wyoming state trooper responding to a car crash was met with a heartbreaking reality. It involved his own family. On February 12th, Trooper Parker Smith arrived at the scene of a serious accident only to discover that the vehicle involved was his family's minivan. His wife, Abby, and their 2 sons had been in the crash. While Abby and their oldest son, PJ, suffered minor injuries, their 2-year-old Christian was critically injured. Christian was airlifted to a hospital in Nebraska before being transferred to the Children's Hospital of Colorado. According to the Wyoming State Troopers support page, the toddler suffered a collapsed lung, fractured ribs, skull and jaw fractures, and other serious injuries. He was placed on a ventilator, and doctors later discovered he had suffered a stroke affecting the right side of his brain. Despite the severity of his condition, Parker shared an emotional update on February 19th, saying Christian is now breathing on his own. In a moment of hope, the young boy was able to say, "I love you," to his mother. The Smith family is staying at the Ronald McDonald House while Christian receives care. A fundraiser has been set up to support his medical expenses and aid the family during this difficult time. "We are overwhelmed with gratitude for the prayers and support," Parker wrote. Christian is fighting, and we are hopeful for his recovery. News 5. Authorities in Rhode Island are searching for 48-year-old Jennifer Warren, who has been missing for 3 weeks. Warren, a resident of Bristol, was last seen by her neighbors in January, according to the Bristol Police Department. Concern grew when friends and family were unable to contact her, and her cell phone was found turned off. A longtime friend, Brian Medeiros, told local news outlets that he last spoke with her around the holidays. "She was going through some downs," he said, adding that he hoped she was getting help. Police said Warren had previously mentioned plans to move to New York, but investigators have not yet confirmed her whereabouts. Warren has a history of mental health struggles, but authorities have assured the public that she is non-violent and not known to carry weapons. Her disappearance has sparked concern among her loved ones, with Medeiros making a heartfelt plea. "Jen, if you see this, please call me. Call anyone. Let us know that you're okay at least." Authorities are urging anyone with information about Warren's whereabouts to contact the Bristol Police Department at 401-253-6900. Her case remains under active investigation as officials continue efforts to locate her. News 6. A hospital in England has admitted failures in care after a 67-year-old man with swallowing difficulties was wrongly given Jell-O, leading to fatal complications. Eddie Casson, who who was diagnosed with dysphagia, was being treated at Milton Keynes University Hospital in June 2023 when he was mistakenly fed Jell-O by nursing staff. A recent inquest revealed that Jell-O had been repeatedly flagged in his medical records as a food he should not be given due to the risk of aspiration. Despite these warnings, Cassine was fed Jell-O multiple times, including on June 24th, when he reportedly appeared unwell and had little appetite. 4 days later, he passed away from aspiration pneumonia, a condition caused by inhaling food particles into the lungs. Assistant Coroner Sean Cummings concluded that neglect contributed to Cassine's death, stating that if he had received proper treatment for pneumonia, he likely would have survived. The hospital admitted that staff failed to adequately supervise his meals, leading to food and medication being left in his mouth, which worsened his condition. In response, Milton Keynes University Hospital issued an apology, acknowledging the distress caused to Cassine's family. The hospital stated that it has conducted an independent review and implemented new policies to prevent similar incidents in the future. Cassine's family, represented by law firm Fieldfisher, is now seeking justice, emphasizing the need for improved patient safety measures. News 7. NPR host Adrian Ma is remembering his late girlfriend Kaya Duggins, who was among the victims of the tragic plane crash near Washington, D.C. last month. Duggins, 30, a civil rights attorney, was traveling home after visiting a relative in Kansas when her flight, AA5432, crashed near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport on January 29th. All 67 people on board lost their lives. Ma recalled waiting at the airport for Duggins' arrival, unaware of the unfolding tragedy. As emergency vehicles appeared near the terminal, he received a call from a friend asking about her flight. "My stomach drops," he told NPR. "I was hoping there were only 4 people on that plane." Initial reports suggested survivors, but officials later confirmed there were none. In the hours that followed, Ma and other loved ones waited anxiously for updates. For 3 hours, it was quiet, except for moments when someone just burst into tears, he said. By 1 a.m., authorities confirmed that no one had survived. Since the crash, Ma has described his grief as emotional hell, saying reminders of Duggins are everywhere: her glasses, clothes, and even the sound of her voice in his mind. Duggins, a Harvard Law graduate, dedicated her career to justice and was set to become a professor at Howard University. "She wanted to make the world better," Ma said. "That's one of the many reasons I fell in love with her." News 8. LeVar Ball, the outspoken father of basketball stars Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo Ball, is reportedly recovering after undergoing a foot amputation. According to TMZ, the 57-year-old had his right foot amputated due to a serious medical issue. Despite the procedure, LeVar is said to be in great spirits as he focuses on his recovery. Details regarding the medical condition leading to the amputation have not been disclosed. In a recent hospital photo, LeVar was seen smiling in a wheelchair with his right leg covered in bandages. His son LaMelo shared an Instagram story on February 20th, showing his father using a scooter to move around, signaling his determination to adapt and recover. LeVar gained national attention for his confidence and ambitious vision for his sons' basketball careers. "Speak it into existence," he famously told ESPN in 2017, a mantra he has lived by as his sons rose to prominence in the sport. Lonzo, the eldest, was drafted by the NBA in 2017 and currently plays for the Chicago Bulls. LiAngelo, after playing professionally in Mexico, has transitioned into music. LaMelo, the youngest, was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets in 2020 and continues to make his mark in the league. Through it all, LeVar has remained a strong presence in his family's journey. His recent health challenge has not diminished his characteristic optimism, as he continues to inspire with his resilience. News 9. David Duchovny is reflecting on his time working with the legendary David Lynch and the lasting impact of one of the filmmaker's most memorable lines. In a recent interview, the 63-year-old actor revisited his role as DEA agent Denise Bryson on Twin Peaks, recalling the powerful words Lynch's character, FBI agent Gordon Cole, once said, "Fix your hearts or die." "I remember getting that script and reading that line thinking, that's one of the all-time great lines," Duchovny shared. I'm not surprised people remember it. Denise, introduced in Twin Peaks in 1990, was a groundbreaking character, as a cisgender male agent who embraced her true identity as a woman. Duchovny reprised the role in Twin Peaks: The Return, 2017, where Gordon defended Denise against workplace discrimination, reinforcing the now famous quote. Reflecting on his experience working with Lynch, Duchovny described it as something truly rare. He was completely unique, had a completely unique vision as a filmmaker, as an artist, and I feel lucky to have auditioned in the late 80s to play this character. It's something I got to do 30 years apart. Lynch, the mastermind behind Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, and Eraserhead, passed away on January 15, 2025, at age 78. His influence continues to resonate as fans revisit his works and the powerful messages woven into them. Number 1. She stood at the starting line not just as an athlete but as a force for change. Mabel Marie Dolly Staton wasn't just fast, she was fearless. From the moment she stepped onto the track, she broke barriers, not just records. At 92, she leaves behind a legacy of resilience, excellence, and unwavering courage. Born in Chicago, Staton's talent blossomed early through the Catholic Youth Organization, where she quickly became a standout in track and field. In 1952, she made history by becoming the only American woman to qualify for the Olympic long jump. At the Helsinki Games, she set an Olympic record in the preliminaries, an achievement that remains a testament to her skill and determination. But her influence extended beyond athletics. Staton didn't just compete, she challenged injustice. On a train ride to a national meet in Texas, she was forced to leave her sleeping compartment due to segregation. Instead of staying silent, she sparked a civil rights case that helped pave the way for future generations. She also helped form one of the Midwest's first interracial track teams, proving that sports could unite rather than divide. Her impact reached far beyond the track. In 2011, DePaul University honored her by inducting her into its Athletic Hall of Fame. Following news of her passing, DePaul released a statement honoring her legacy. Mabel Staton was a true pioneer in every sense of the word. Her bravery and determination paved the way for future generations of athletes and civil rights advocates. Staton passed away at 92, surrounded by love and care from her daughter Paula, who remained by her side through the years. Though she may be gone, her story lives on, in the record books, in integrated sports teams, and in every athlete who dares to chase a dream despite the obstacles. Tributes to Mabel Staton. Jerry Butler was an American soul singer-songwriter, producer, musician, and politician whose voice and influence helped shape the golden era of R&B.